Urban Legends Comics.
And we're on. Thanks for tuning in. This is Urban Legend Comics Review, a show that takes a look at the current comic book storylines and also geek news that's going on in the industry. I'm your host, Juan. Currently, as of this recording, we are on a post-week of Comic-Con, and a lot of trailers drop. If you're familiar with Comic-Con, they're infamous for that, where the shakers and movers in the industry come and share their wares with everyone else. If you head on over to Urban Legend Comics Facebook page, you'll see the latest trailers of DC's Aquaman, Shazam, as well as Legendary Pictures' King of All Monsters, Godzilla, as well as the new trailer for the long-awaited third season, Young Justice, Outsiders. Also, Netflix big hit, Voltron, Legendary Defenders Season 7. And now, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Urban Legend Reviews.
Our next book for review is Doctor Strange number 1, written by Mark Waid and drawn by Jesus Saiz. It starts off with a battle where Strange fought against a demon from another dimension known as Zaxel.
Some moldy Babylonian god.
That took place 7 years ago. He defeats the villain, and as he returns to the realm of Earth, he boasts about being the greatest magical defender of Earth. Fast forward to today, and we see a very different Doctor Strange. He wakes up to the loss of his sight in one eye, and then days later, he loses the sight in the other eye. Not his normal eyesight, mind you. It's his magical eyesight. As they say, as you get older, the eyes are the first things to go. And soon enough, his other senses that allow him to detect magic fade away. I love how Waid and Saiz show Strange become a stranger in his own house, the Sanctum Sanctorum. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but Saiz's depiction of poor Strange clutching to his book of spells, which he can no longer read due to the loss of his sight, as he stands at the end of a hallway because he hears faint echoes of the mindless ones crawling within the walls of his home, attempting to break through the dimensional walls. He also states that he can faintly hear the hooves of the horse of one of his arch enemies known as Nightmare galloping through the dimensional walls. This image harkened to me those other images that I've seen of people who unfortunately suffer from memory loss or Alzheimer's, and they wake up in the middle of the night and they're strangers in their own homes. And that is such a frightening feeling for them and imagery. And Saiz doesn't miss a beat with his illustration. It calls home to that very feeling that Strange has, which is fear and confusion because he's a stranger in his own home. He's a ghost in his own home. And that is just heartbreaking. Now, he then begins to adjust to his life because you pick yourself up and you move on with your life. You play the cards that you dealt with, just like any hero would. But this is made all the sadder because for those of us who have followed Strange, we know his exploits from his solo superhero career, also as an Avenger and a founding member of the Defenders. Now, he eventually comes across Tony Stark, who hears Stephen's plight and decides to help him. Now, Tony comes to the conclusion that magic is just a form of science that he has yet to understand. And he comes with the idea where Strange should go to the other dimensions in the Marvel Multiverse because there are other Sorcerer Supremes in those universes, and they may be able to help him. Now, in order to do this, Stark has provided Strange with a ship that can get him to the access points that lead to these other multiverses. Waid overall starts his run on Doctor Strange with laying down groundwork for your typical retelling of a well-established character's origin. And then he breaks the walls of that sandbox, and he puts the hero in a completely different environment. Now, this is the mark of a great storyteller, nonetheless, and it is Mark Waid. I can't wait to see where he takes Strange. I mean, it's going to be a fun ride, it looks like, from this first book. And Saiz's pencils are just a really good complementary companion, and it's a good marriage between the writing and the illustrations, which it's a hard thing to hit in books, to get that tone, to convey it, to carry it through the story arc, but Saiz and Waid just knock it out the park. Again, pick up Doctor Strange number 1 by Mark Waid and Jesus Saiz. It's a great read. So this brings us to the end of another episode of Urban Legend Comics Review. Be sure to look us up online and check out our store at urbanlegendcomics.com, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. This has been an Urban Legends production. Copyright July 2018.